Word Wednesdays. So, what are the topics that are up for discussion? It may be love, health, or career. We could discuss the struggle, your worth, or your fears. Word speaks about it all, and all are welcome to pull up a chair. I could care less about your age, race, gender, status, or geographical location. I am here to address these topics every other Wednesday. That's the word, and that's me. I know you all been waiting patiently to sit here with me and sip a cup of tea. The overall message is unity, world peace, and most importantly, LOVE. Welcome back to Word Wednesdays. You are here with Nina St. Cyr. I am the founder of Written Smith 101. If you would like to learn more about me and the services that I provide to the general public, please visit www.writtensmith101.org. Today, the topic for discussion is titled Vision. We will speak about the difference between vision and sight, the difference between human planning and spiritual planning. Now, first, we will speak about vision. What is vision? Vision is one's personal and spiritual plan, which is used to bring a goal or a dream to fruition. Also known to me as the spiritual compass. Now, what is the difference between vision and sight? Now, vision is something that most people don't understand because they tend to think that vision and sight is exactly the same thing. However, it is very different. Vision belongs to one person, while sight belongs to many. You can't argue with sight, but you can argue with vision. There's no dispute about what is seen in front of your face. However, someone's vision, people may not understand it because everyone has a different perspective when it comes to vision, and everyone's vision is completely different. And this is why vision is so unique, because it belongs to one person and one person alone. Now, the difference between human planning and spiritual planning is also very different. When you are planning in the arena of being a human being, you tend to focus on the end goal and you adjust your plans according to trial and error. Usually, the plan that you have is selected by you. Vision, on the other hand, the person is spiritually guided to reach a particular goal. And sometimes this goal is selected by the human or it is accidentally imposed on the human being. Now, let's look at the differences between the spiritual planning and the human planning. Spiritual planning is more passionate, and the person tends to be really emotionally connected to the goal at hand. The same is true for human planning, however, it differs. Now, let's look at the way spiritual planning is motivated and how human planning is motivated. Spiritual planning builds character. It does so because it challenges the person several times, millions of times, before the person actually reaches the end goal. It teaches lessons in patience, The person is voluntarily willing to sacrifice in order to see the plan through to the very end. However, the gratification is very slow, and a desire to achieve the plan wavers from time to time. However, when it comes to human planning, this is motivated by ego rather than passion. The person who is motivated by the human plan seeks immediate gratification. They sacrifice a minimum. Their desire does not waver, and the plan is money motivated. Now, the reason why the human planning is different in its way of wavering is because the human planning is driven by ego. Notice I said the spiritual planning, the desire to achieve the goal wavers from time to time, whereas the desire to achieve the goal in human planning does not waver, because human planning is driven by ego. So it's very rare that you will see someone just give up the plan altogether. It's motivated by ego, and it is also money motivated. So they're trying to get to the end result as soon as possible. And if they happen to come across challenges, obstacles during that planning phase, they're going to either give up and go on to a new plan that will generate money immediately, or they're going to stick to that plan and they're not going to waver from it because they're going to see some type of money coming immediately. But they will tend to move from one plan to another. It's very rare that the human planning would stick to the particular plan that was initially selected in the beginning, because it's not passion that drives them, it's ego. And the ego wants gratification immediately. Spiritual planning, that gratification is very slow. And this is why the person's desire wavers from time to time. And the person will beat themselves up and, tell themselves, I might as well just give up on this dream. I might as well just give up on this goal. But they're so passionate about it, they can't. And during these times of trial and error, they are being spiritually guided. So that person will step away and come back feeling defeated, or whatever the case may be. That person will keep coming back to the original plan. And each time that person comes back, that person will come back with a new set of eyes. And this is where vision comes from, because it's the person's perception. Okay, I wasn't able to achieve my goal by doing it this way. Let's try this way. But most of the time, they're trying from an attempt to put everything into its proper perspective. And they're trying based on guidance. So most of the thoughts and solutions to the problems are not really coming directly from them. They're being spiritually guided. So when the thought does come to them, listen, you could rectify this problem by doing it this way. It's like, wow, eureka. I didn't think of it that way. The human planning, on the other hand, they're thinking, you know what, we have to make this money immediately. It has to be made fast, quickly, and if I can't do it this way, I'm going to do it this way. But one way or another, this money is going to come to me. And if they cannot feel immediate gratification, they will hop from plan to plan, plan to plan, plan to plan, plan to plan, until they reach that particular goal that is going to pay them in the timely fashion. Now, as I said earlier, the difference between sight and vision is people tend to argue with people when they have a vision because only you can see this vision. No one else can see it. Some people may think that you're crazy. Your way of thinking is unrealistic. It's just out of this world, and they will look at you like an outcast. Sight, on the other hand, if you see someone crossing the street and you see a car speeding and it hits an old lady, there's no dispute there. We all seen it. We all can say the car sped. Of course, everyone would have a different perspective because one person that's standing a couple of blocks away may say, yeah, I saw the car speed, but I didn't see it hit the lady, or whatever the case is. And another person who was standing close to the crime scene will say, I seen all the details. So yeah, the sighting may differ, but not as much as sight when it's compared to vision. Vision, no one can see your vision but you. No one is able to see it to the end. No one is able to see it through the planning phases. No one is able to see it, period. However, if you ask another person about their vision, they can see it clearly. Because vision is something that is only owned by one person. Even if you wanted someone to share your vision, that person still wouldn't be able to see it the way that you do. It would be impossible.